Here we are, live and direct in part 3, Basis 66, part 3. Now, we've been dealing with the heart and stuff like that. We have had a quick break, and so take it away, Mika or Aurora.
Yeah,
We're
you
joined once
can talk.
again from Finland, Mika, and from South Africa, Aurora. Is that right? Is that correct? I've said it correctly? Good,
Perfect.
good.
So
And I'm here
I
in Devizes in England in the freezing cold.
yes,
Um,
I
Take it away.
like to try to catch what we was talk before. So different terms and different words, and I like to say something. We was talk about splitted minds and mind control and how it's made and how different personalities is made to one person. So mind is breaking down or splitted and or separated, and um, now what is tried to do is with same experience or normal situation is you have with one experience one type mind, but uh, is I ask from Aurora, is this or is mind control and splitting mind and mind programs with like splitted personalities and minds with same experience, or is experience splitted as well, or like a both like experience and mind is splitted, like
yes, no,
totally different,
realities are
like
also split. The realities, the experiences, if that's what you're saying. Are you asking me if the mind controlled behavior, if the effect in behavior, if the
I
experiences are split as
I
well? Is that
I
what you're asking?
ask I ask is like two perspective with one experience, or is two experience and two perspective,
Okay.
because with same experience normally have one experience, one perspective, one personality,
Okay,
like
I'm gonna bring that in with a memory of what I've experienced, okay? I started realizing that I was going through weird stuff when I started dreaming about myself, looking at me. I was feeling I could see myself looking back at me in a room. And I was, at first, I paid attention to how I was feeling. I felt very angry. And then I felt very sad. And then I felt sympathy, empathy. And
yes,
then I,
like a mirror. You must look
yeah,
like a mirror.
actually, let me put it this way. I looked differently to myself. I saw that the other part of myself was um, a different personality, a different appearance, but still, in essence, the same. Okay. So my hair is long, and when I saw myself, the other part of myself, I saw myself when I was in my 20s, for example. Okay,
Yes,
and my hair was shorter.
now I understand. Is splitted mind and the alternative, like a two perspective, is try to generate with forget experience, forget memory. Yeah,
Yes,
is
yes,
key because it's trying to make to forget. When you remember your own experience, you cannot split it into parts.
yes.
Yeah.
Now, what's quite interesting with what you're saying there is I then um, spoke to this other personality, okay, and we made friends, and then eventually it was as if the room had separate. There were separate rooms, okay. It was like a laboratory, okay. And I approached this other version of myself, and I asked her, "What's wrong?" And she said to me, "You need to open the door for me." So I opened the door for her, and I started building myself back. But the only way that happened was because I was empathic, emotionally empathic, and felt sympathy. It's in my nature to not have that.
Somebody was trying to ask license, and you was give license because you was feel sorry, or you was feel like yeah.
Yes, yes.
But do you think that do you think that other part was different being, like etheric or?
I no. There were other personalities as well, but there was a program that I recall through memories only. Um, I think it's got to do with my age group. It was called Generation X or Gen X. Um, I don't really know if it actually even exists, but anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm speaking, like I said, I've moved on from all of that. And what I recall was that we were trained to assassinate people, but we would escape, leave our physical bodies, and we would be in a conscious etheric state, and we would enter another person's body and take over their consciousness, and then commit the crime and then come back. Um, that's weird. That's not supposed to happen.
That's very, very like the Casbolt children, the Sarah Stanger, Max Spears, and it seems that's what they were trying to engineer from him, who his targets were when he bumped him
Yes.
off. But that was Generation X. Do you have any other information on that? Say about that.
I can only say from what I recall from memories and dreams, and my memories started coming back to me in dreams. This specific thing, when I was in school, I remember when they came to school and they started taking our testing us. We weren't in special classes, but we were
Can you go
separated.
really into that? Because in England, there's a thing called the Alien Pod program, exposing people to a fake alien landing in English schools.
Jeez, okay.
They actually walk, and the kids come to school one day, and there's a whole pile of, not a huge amount. I think it's just a couple of Land Rovers or cars of authoritative figures, all with the jackets on and the all the garb and stuff. And there's an alien pod in the playground, or depending on the physical part of the school, it'll be wherever that school can practically do this. And they come and actually disarm the pod. They make it safe, and all the children they're told not to tell their parents about this. And then they're all basically terrified what this thing is. And then these authority figures then make the alien pod safe. And then it's all cordoned off. And then they're brought right up to it, and they have a really good look at it. I mean, this is something with dry ice in it, and it's smoking and whatever. Different schools have different. Some of them have to do like a year-long project on the alien pod, and there's actually school books where they describe different alien races and stuff. Clearly, this is designed to put something into the children, so something is going to arrive later that they're going to be prepared for, but they're not allowed to tell the mother.
Yes.
We know this because it's been in the newspapers. It's not secret. So when people ask about it, it's been in the newspapers. So what has happened in your schools? What's happened with you?
The school that I was in was, I don't know the school doesn't exist anymore, by the way. I mean, it's years later, it's turned into another school. The name is completely gone. What happened was we were, one day we were at school, and these doctors came to supposedly give us checkups and stuff, and we weren't given any letters to say that we must give our parents sign power to authorize this. It was just happened with no rhyme or reason. We were tested. I remember we were in little groups, just my age group, and we were tested: height, blood, spittle, eyes, ears, the whole works. That was weird because
that's DNA.
Yeah.
Now, what time was this? I mean, was this during apartheid? This is South Africa, yeah?
This is in South Africa, yes. And I've been trying to find out about these underground bases because I remember an underground base in a place called Pretoria. And I haven't lived in Pretoria. I live in Durban. And I've just given my location away, so whatever. But
Well, I think they know where you live. They know
yeah,
everything about who
yeah.
you are and where you are.
Oh, yeah, no,
Sorry,
I'm
I'm trying to put a
definitely
bit of
sure
humour
about
to this.
that. I'm definitely sure about that. But anyway, basically, I kind of lost my thought here now. What I was going to say about
Sorry,
the
it's
experiences.
about these programs.
Yes, about the DNA, and all of the information that they took from us. Yes, what I was given later on was the fact that my DNA was used to integrate with another person, and another person who is male, and he was going to go and do certain things. There wasn't any
What certain things?
missions.
What
There
missions?
was a mission going
any
into
details on any of this?
yes, time jump back into time into Vietnam. Okay, for the furthest time that I can recall was with JFK. I was the limo driver, or the driver for the car, but not the one that he was shot in. This was before that event took place. It's basically the in-between times that you needed to look at. That's when I started to become aware of spatial time, and that things started to happen, that I could see things happening at the same moment. All of these events taking place at the same time.
Can you
It's
really
like
go into that? We need to explain more. I mean, in between times, the events before artificial realities were created or started, or timelines, or what?
it's before the artificial intelligence thing, but I actually recall just being there at the time where I had to see his discussion. Okay, I recall this extremely well, where he was at an airport where it was very, very hot. He had a pink shirt on, and
You're talking JFK.
JFK, yeah, and he was actually quite short in relation to how I was, and
A lot of
I
these
was,
people are quite short.
yeah. So I had to look out for him. He trusted me. He gave me information. He told me he knew that they were gonna take him out. He knew it, and that he said to me in his in the way that he expressed it. He said, "Son, I know I'm in trouble. I'm going to need to go through this anyways." And I was trying to research, was there a place at an airport where he had a speech? Because I was there. I could remember the airport lounge. This was like a cordoned off section in this area. And that he was actually standing there, and I did find out it was. I had to research it, obviously. Then going into, this was before the assassination.
Sorry, hold on here. You found out about the event that you were remembering of, but did you find out who you were in that event? The person,
yeah.
Would there be
Yeah,
photographs? Would there be photographs
certain
of Kennedy at that moment that you remember, which would show you in it?
If there was a photo of him at that specific moment, yes, I'll be able to tell you. I could pick that out. I could pick up, because I could remember the man's face. I've made drawings for myself to recall what he looked like. He's pretty much
something you should try to be able to do, because then you could connect with him and the DNA and what he was involved with. You could do more jumps back with that, or cross sideways.
I suppose I could do that. I was simply there for that moment in time to find out, to get something from him, information. Okay, there was this non-interest in him as a person, as a human being, which disturbed me. Even though all of these missions took place, I still maintained my heart consciousness. I still maintain it. So I just saw this through. Then
Now, before you
later,
go any further, sorry, in what state were you in reality? Where were you? How were you being projected to those places?
I
Were
was
you
a
in?
child.
You were a
I was a
child.
child in this present life. I was 13, 14, 15 years old.
And
And
where
this,
were you?
where was I? I was lying down. I was sleeping, as far as I'm recalling. I was sleeping. I wasn't even. My sister, whom I shared a room with at the time, had told me that she had shaken me to wake up, and I wouldn't wake up. So I was like, I suppose astral traveled. Is that would be the better way of explaining it?
In other words, you weren't connected to some kind of machine or technology. This was something that
Oh,
you were doing spontaneously.
yes. Well, this was, yeah. This is why I feel there was before that um, teaching teaching us how to maintain objectivity in this entire thing, so we could randomly could go back. I believe that there were triggers in music as well, that would switch that mission
Can you
on.
recall the songs that the triggers were in?
Trying to remember. I would have to go through my dreams to see which song it is that triggers me sometimes, makes me often remember it. It's an oldie. So
Yeah.
it would have something. It's a Patsy Cline number.
Country music.
Yeah, Patsy Cline number.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I can tell you. Crazy.
Crazy, yeah.
That's
Okay.
that's it. That's it. Yeah. And then, yeah, that was that. That was a different reality timeline. Yeah.
Now, were these different timelines? I mean, were you actually knitting timelines? You mentioned something about a grid. There's a gentleman here in the UK called Grid Keeper, and he does stuff that you're similar. But were you being pushed to repair something or find something, or where were you taking that information back to?
The highest bidder. It was at a stage where they were trading with information. So these were the malevolent people.
So who
like I said,
put you
in
down?
suits.
Who trained you to do that? There must be. You're at home. You've gone on this mission, but who says go on a mission, or what told you to go on a mission?
I only learned later that there was a MyLab experience, a military abduction type of scenario that took place, where I recalled an alien, okay, a grey alien coming and calling me.
I have to ask questions here. What type of grey? There's lots of different greys. Was it grey?
Okay, the one that has shorty with the translucent powdery skin and the almond eyes, and then later they turned angry with me because I started rejecting them coming to fetch me, and then they were brown little bastards. I almost swore there.
So the type of grey changed.
Yeah, and I realized that the one that was translucent in the beginning was fake. I just knew it, but only later.
Which
I realized,
again, there was a slight glitch. There was a slight glitch. So, say again.
Sorry, you broke up.
Yeah, that's what I mean. There was a glitch when you described the alien. It means we're getting interference from them. Well,
Okay. Okay. Translucent.
Yeah.
Shorty with almond black almond eyes. You know the. It's almost too good to look like a grey. I've seen real ones. I know that these ones were fake. I started stopping them from coming to fetch me. I remember my first experience that I had.
Sorry, before we lose this point, you talked about something about the grey and the brown, and there was some issue that changed. What was it?
Yes, I stopped. I just stopped. I just said stop. I stopped, and they were angry with me, and there were 5 of them. They were even shorter than the other one, and they were brown, and their eyes weren't that big, and they had sharp teeth. And I woke up one evening while they were over me, and they were biting me, they were pushing me down, and they were actually trying to put something inside of me to actually do still what they wanted me to do. I've fought like crazy to actually stop them. I really worked very hard. I had a lot of friends around me who actually helped me. So luckily, thank you. That was good to have a support, and still do, to have managed to stop that. But I'm going back to the original memories. These memories that I'm telling you about are only the memories that I've started to remember. I've been putting them back into, I've been remembering through dreams. Okay, and yet when I recall my childhood, I can't. There's time gone. I can't recall time in my growing up from little. I can see photos, but I don't know. I can't recall those events.
I have the same thing. I don't remember anything. Nothing.
Yeah,
The whole life,
it's weird. I mean, you're looking at yourself and you're thinking, was I really there? You can't associate with that. That's odd.
Is that something that you share, Mikael? But very briefly, sorry.
I didn't share this with Mika, but I know that as I'm busy talking about it, that I can pick up that Mika is you are connecting with me through this. Yeah, Mika? You're following me?
Yeah, I know what you say. All
Yeah.
clear, loud and
Good.
clear. I have similar experience. I was lose memory many hours in one day, and I was just wake up 20 meters side and standing, look different way, and sun was go lower. So, and I was just get so tired. I was easily pushed out my sometimes like a dark zone, and somebody used my physical body and return back later. So
Okay, that makes sense.
yeah.
That makes sense.
Why does it make sense? What issue with that doesn't make sense? Happy Christmas, everybody.
Oh, happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas, everybody. Yeah.
Chocolate.
Okay, good. Why does that make sense? Let's get drilled down on that.
Because I'm listening to what he's saying from the other point of view that I was in, where I just knocked someone out of his body straight like that. I just went, bah, in his heart.
Yeah.
I hit him in his heart, he hit in the back of his back, and he's out of his body. And I'm using his body, and I'm doing da 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 da, and bah, hit him back into his body. But I suspend him. So I'm saying, I'm not doing this at all anymore.
Yeah.
But that's why what Mika's just said, that is how it's done.
Well, this is important because I got the impression you had to give people permission to come in and all that sort of stuff.
No, this was
this is what Stephen.
But the license can ask it like a different question, different situation to different thing, and when you just give license to something, that may mean something. You give license to everything. So you give license to happen something what was not your attention, but when you was give a license, that license was translated somehow to be a license to everything.
Well, this is what Stephen Greer is doing. He's telling people that to experience these alien, let anything into your body. And I think that's absolutely, totally wrong.
That's wrong. That's wrong. That's absolutely wrong. What I'm explaining, what's happened to me, was when I was doing those missions, and I'd only learned after I could actually take control of myself, that I actually refused. That I refused to do any of these missions, that I refused to do any of these things. And they said to me, okay, you're going to lose your psychic powers. That was the big fear, threat. And I said, that's what I said to them. Excuse the French. And
I didn't know that. Okay, this is what critical thing happened to you to make you turn, to make you know you could say no and stop it from happening.
A lot of things. Love. I met someone and I started to become aware that I could do healing for people, that I could help them. And I wanted to so much do that. And it just triggered something inside of me. I also had an extraterrestrial visitor, a very tall being, who spoke to me and said to me, you know, I can help you. I'm coming from this place, this galaxy, and I am going to help you. You so definitely want to get out of this. I'm helping you. Do this. And so it was a sound that was given to me. And he said to me that I can actually help rather than get trapped in the web. And those were the words, web, be trapped in the web. And so, yeah, love, and to have an extraterrestrial come and help me to get out, I'm very fortunate.
I have to say, web and spiders comes to mind. Are you familiar with any spider?
Yes, yes, I am.
Tell me about that, please.
Okay, I stayed in a very old house. Got a stone.
Spider.
It's nice. Keep it on.
I want to talk about what you're putting on your head and why you're wearing gold, but let's talk about spiders. And is there any reason you're putting that on at the moment when I mentioned that, Mika?
I don't
Just look like a spider, so I was
All right.
just showed. It's different. It's different thing. Two different things. So I just feel good, and I don't have migraine. I don't have headache, and so. But
Okay.
continue.
Okay, well, let's talk about these spiders. The reason for this is that there's some big ones and small ones and all sorts of different types. Tell me about what you know about this.
Okay, I experienced, in 2012, I was fortunate, a friend of mine, that we went to Egypt, and he was very hyped up with regards to the whole 2012. Oh no, sorry, I beg your pardon, 2011. Sorry, it was the 11/11 thing. The only reason I went there was to experience another life. I've never been there, so it was a nice holiday to go. Anyway, there were people there that were behaving like spiders. When you had a look at the etheric energy, you'd see the spider like a squid type of coming out of them like that.
Can you get into more detail on that? Because this is something Harold Couch-Vela mentioned about some spider things, and there's other places I need to know about this.
Okay. A person was trying to connect with me and trying to absorb as much information as they could from me, and I couldn't. I battled. I always felt afterwards that I had this pain in my chest. It was very sore afterwards. Every time I'd connect with this person, and as this meeting of everybody in this place. Okay, so we finished in Egypt now, so we come back to South Africa, and these people want to meet up again. And a friend of mine, my partner, picked up on something, and I actually said to them that I'm realizing the same thing, that there's something wrong. It's just a sense of feeling wrong. So now I saw this person, and out of them came this spider like arms. I would interpret it as a squid, because the arms would move around like that, but it's mainly got a spidery sort of sense to it. There was and then I dreamt of it, and then I saw that this was there was a female, okay, and she was sitting inside a room, and under her left hand was a web, like drawing on the floor, and she had her hand over the entire web, and she was saying to me that she's got control over all of everybody's DNA, so it doesn't matter which timeline, this was a threat, which timeline you're going into, or what DNA, or none of that, because I'm controlling this web of this time and of the blood. And so she was running the show, okay? And I found out later that that was connected to the Orion beings, okay? They are in physical humanoid form. If you see them like that they are pale. They look slightly vampiric. Then if you're not very familiar with that, if you see a different alter of their presence, that you see these little spiders coming around, they are about the size. Some of them are bigger. Some of them mainly etheric. You feel them crawl over your face. I used to be paranoid, and I realized
there's a term called scuttler. They look big fuzzy things, but they look like a spider, but they scuttle like a crab.
Yeah. That's it. But it was very short-lived because I kind of made a point of blocking that from happening.
Good.
Again.
Okay, Mikhail, you were putting on that wonderful thing, and you're also reacting a lot to what was being said. Can you tell us what you're wearing these gold? It is gold, is it?
This can be gold or silver or combination of different metals. Is when it's correctly made, this work is look like it's made from 4 metal wire or 2 plus 2 metal wires. Look like this 4 core.
Now this is very important what you're holding up on screen, and I wish we could get a bigger picture on this. But that looks like 2 copper pipes twisted together, like a rope.
This have 4 wire. First I have make like a pair, like a 2 wire together, and then like a two like a pieces 2, and then 2 plus 2 is together is 4 together like a sort of.
Now the point about this is, electrically speaking, that's bifilar. Now you're making quadrifilar. Are those bare copper wires?
Copper wire, yes.
Is the copper wire bare, or does it have a varnished insulator?
It's made from one core copper wires. We keep all copper wires same way. So you start from longer piece copper wire, you cut from center, you keep both sides same way, and then you cut like again from center and slide all side by side. So you not
turn. Is the wire insulated? Is the copper insulated in any way?
No.
Okay.
And it's not nano coated. This not work with nano coating. This work like a raw copper or
Okay.
raw metal wire.
I'm interested in energetically how the energy will go up and down and have a counter-inductive effect and stuff like that.
Basic. What happened when make a 2-core wire is, and I start already with 1-core wire. So I start to turn 1-core wire. When I have 1-core wire, I connect other end to wall, and then I connect to drill machine, and I turn drill machine to, I set drill machine to turn to anti-clockwise direction. What start to generate clockwise, like around on core, clockwise direction.
Now, what grade of wire is this, just so we get the technical details? Is it solid core wire, that? Or is it
it's solid metal wire, but it's 1-core wire, so it's good to have some thickness on wire.
Would you have a wire gauge, AWG number on that?
About from 1 millimeter to about 3 millimeter between.
Okay.
And then what is idea is I make a clockwise running direction to copper wire, already 1-core wires. Then I make like a 2-core wire. I repeat same process, exactly same process. So I connect 2 wire to wall, and then I connect to drill machine and turn drill machine to anti-clockwise direction. What start to generate clockwise running direction, 2 wire. So I get 2 wire around like each other, and then I repeat process. I have 2-core wires, then I make 4-core, and 4-core is just need to connect a stronger way and make stronger turns, but same direction. So I have finally all wire is clockwise direction. And why is clockwise direction? Because anti-clockwise not work in nature. All what grow into shape have clockwise horizontal flow.
Why does that? I mean, why is that? I mean,
It's made because planet Earth turn one way. So everything like what grow in nature bigger is clockwise from flow direction. So you always think from flow direction. Wood have clockwise like a horizontal flow. Crystal stone have clockwise horizontal flow. Even physical body hands have clockwise horizontal flow. But physical body have differently half and half outflow and inflow side. So you need to think a different way when think physical body.
Okay, now you've made this. Is that a meter long? How long is that?
This I don't have measured. I can measure how long is about. So I have meter here. So
Yeah, but I mean, how long are the wires before you twist them?
About 6 meter was from about 6 or 3 meter, 6 or 3 meter. I can't remember.
Yeah. So what's the purpose of this, and what is that thing you put on your head, and why did you do it when we were talking about the spiders?
When is made, then need to look at this wire correct way. So all wire already is clockwise running direction around on core and one way. So all wire have one way flow. Then on head area have horizontal flow one way, but lady and man have different ways. So need to feel or look like which way how not feel difficult breathe in and out. So when you keep wire, then you look what direction horizontally you not feel difficult breathe in and out. And
Now, sorry, could you explain that again? What were you feeling there? Why would you have it one way and the other way?
Because wrong way you block your block horizontal flow on head area. So what is why you feel physically difficult breathe in and out.
I mean, this is very important because a lot of people mess about with the orgon thing and then have this stupid thing called orgonite, and they make these things and they don't know what the hell they're actually messing about with, and these things can go wrong. And you've got to understand that with crystals and stuff like that, it's not you're messing about with the technology. You've got to do it right, and you've also got to clean it.
Yeah.
So
I was make first things I was make almost first things I was make orgonites, but I was not like that plastic part. So I was start to look without plastic tools, without plastic.
Now, how would you hold the plastic? How do you hold the
plastic is
together
not good.
without the plastic?
Plastic is not good because plastic burn when have a high voltage situation, and plastic start to smell plastic and feel plastic when have high frequency. So high frequency, high voltage, plastic not work.
So the ones which I saw were made with resin, a glue resin, and the material is very highly densely packed. And the whole point of this is to create a random scattering energetic field. But a lot of this was designed in the days before we had so much digital technology and radio waves and things. So what was good to work in the 1930s with Wilhelm Reich is not necessarily good to work now, and there's things you're got to do differently.
Yeah. Things are made in modern world different. They are not like original. So and somebody know how to make, but when you go to buy, you not know is correctly made this work or not. It's like when you go to crystal stone shop and you buy crystal stone, it's not so much shape and quality matter, but when you buy crystal stone, when you not know what way keep crystal stone on hand or touch next to skin, you simply have blockage. You not have flow, and when you not have flow, you not have resonance. So
is there something that people can contact you and get more information on this, or something like that?
I can send a link to you if you.
Yeah, okay, we'll put that in on the edit.
But the problem is when I have Facebook, I have already over 10 different Facebook have been and block it out. So
what nasty things are you doing to Facebook?
But latest I have. So I just send links so can look. And to talk more, so.
Yeah, eventually we want to get this thing to work live, but it's okay. Now, what is that and what shape does it mean?
Shape is good to look shape. What work 4-core wire have like a flexibility to work with different shapes. It's like some when make 1-core wire tool or 2-core wire, not have shape need to be exactly. So 4-core wire is good because have flexibility to not just bending flexibility, but like a shape, what type shape work. And so I can bend this forehead area downward and upward. And what I do on forehead area, in third eye area, I catch like outflow and direct horizontally. So I boost horizontal flow. And then on front area, top head area, have 2 points, but is like outflow and inflow points. What can find it on fingers as well. So I combine 3 points, and I do combination with 2 band. And when make this tool, then only critical point is so all wire need to correct way, but only critical is point is ends. Ends need to point to like each other, or you need to place like a slightly head between or hair between. So it's like a pointing like each other and slightly downward. So
Okay, and this will be in your link that people can see, because we want to get people to make this for themselves, do it right.
Yes. I can even make a detailed video how to make. When I know people look, but have been so difficult to reach people. So
Yeah, well, we'll if you could make that little video, then we could maybe put that in on one of these parts that we're doing. Maybe do a
yes,
little, because we want to make
yes.
it right.
Yes. Point is right, because
Yeah.
only correctly made work. There's two critical points, two critical things. You make tool correctly, and you combine with physical body tool correctly, because
Now,
there's.
why did you grab hold of that thing when Aurora started talking about the spiders?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
this yeah.
What does it
So
do?
what
And
I was
why
what I
does
was
it? Why do you
feel.
have that?
Yeah, why? I was have years before migraine, and I was want to find way how do I remove migraine and headache. So without medicine, and with even more simple tools I have removed already before. And I with this same idea what I show, but different coil, I have removed tooth infection. So I simply have healed physical body faster. I have triggered physical body heals faster. What I was feel when I was placed this on head, I feel very peaceful. But something so I like to connect this spider and this headband headwear, because what I was feel I cannot connect, so I can connect my own being and ground my own being very good and like healthy. But connection to Aurora was not work same way, was not same situation. I was start to find you tumbling and something, and I was not understand what you say. So when have seen pictures about people have connected spider on head, so it's like a similar situation.
Now,
But
hold on. Sorry
but
to interrupt. Sorry, this is critical. I mean, what pictures have you seen of these spiders? I mean, I've seen.
Your picture.
Yeah. Okay.
And others may have seen others as well, but same thing.
Sorry, the reason why I'm saying this is because at Sky Television, which I worked at for 20, just under 21 years, this issue of the spiders was brought to my attention by an engineer who worked in a company which hadn't had any connection with Sky. It was actually a lighting company, and he told me about these spiders, and they seem to be coming out of the ground. Subsequently found these things out, and literally they'd be on your back or your head. And even the Simpsons television cartoon made reference to that in Futurama. I think they had some kind of a thing on people's heads. So what are we talking about here?
Yeah, my own experience about spiders, I think I have own experience. I was before, like I call it like a hats. and they was well, like etherics was called like a hats. Now you keep hat and so. But I was always say no. I don't like to keep hat. When I was have some spider or some hat, I was feel like a huge pressure will start to build between over top etherics. I was want to have always without hats, without spiders. I would say clearly no, always. So I was have one enlightenment even, but how they make people enlightenment and third eye difficult, they put something head, so they keep something head, and then it's like a situation when that is removed, you like explodes, like a instantly. So
Sorry, Mika, I've seen metallic ticks. They look like metallic tick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I've seen on people. That's also those type of things I've seen.
This is a sort of a fluidic metal.
Yes, like do you remember the Terminator, the one that
Yes.
could just
Yeah.
absorb the bullets like
Yeah.
that, metallic tick. To put it like that, yeah.
yeah,
It's a sort of like an M state matter. It's sort of halfway between physical and here and not here.
Yeah, I call them in-betweeners because it's there's not really another way of explaining it. They're sort of half in etheric, half in this, and they can sort of jump between the two frequencies.
Yeah.
It's like
What do you call them again? How do you spell it?
in-betweeners.
Oh, in between those, right?
Yeah.
That's the point. They're actually shifting to between.
Yeah. Or metallic ticks. My sister has seen as well. I have a sister. She has seen those as well on family members of ours. So I've seen other ones that do not look exactly like that. I've seen different ones. I've seen them. Like I said, I've seen humanoid-like in appearance.
When you say a tick, the sort of thing that just grabs onto a dog or something. It's got teeth. It sticks it in, and then it just sucks stuff out of you. Like the healers would call them psychic ticks, I think.
Yeah. But I've seen the metallic ones, the metal ones. I've even heard the noise, which is odd. So
what is the noise like? Like a
it's like a scratch, like a tick 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 scratch noise. It's weird, like a cockroach. Yeah.
I have seen some internet was have something similar. I remember, but one funny thing, they was want to manipulate my spine very much because I have spine problem. I have a broken spine from 3 point. So when they was want to manipulate, there was some type of technology, and they was travel to get new technology that because I was break all technology, and they was finally say they not have any more. So I break they all technology, and they was travel to moon. They travel to moon to get technology and back. But there was etherics. So
exactly what type of technology are you talking about at the moon?
Was etheric technology what I was seeing by eye when I was slightly shift higher, so I was seeing bright like objects what was like look like a technology, and but was not like a physical technology, so was different type, and broken easily, so
it breaks easily.
Yeah. May good to know. May good to know. Etheric technology is sensitive technology.
I mean, this is something with the spider thing. I mean, this thing that once they noticed that they could just literally take it off. You know, but it's etheric. It's not neither here nor there.
People technology is entertainment level technology is technology is made with way how it's easy to disturb from etherics and with other technology.
Sorry, no, it's just your use of phrase intertime technology.
Entertainment level technology. So it's not like a really useful technology what people have because it's so easily to disturb. Technology is built to be only entertainment level technology. For entertainment. So you stay in time.
Who builds it?
You stay in illusion. You play games like and look TV and look internet, everything is, and look, listen radio, everything is just entertainment level. So you not get any higher with technology.
Is that like the catch stuff?
It's
Like the
just what
catch
I
technology, it's just like it's a consciousness trap.
guess it is not technology like but I was find two problem. I was find problem with nanotechnology and magnets. So I was drop out magnets and nanomaterials from my own tools because I was find problems.
Aurora, you've been sort of showing affirmative signs here. Can you connect with what's?
Yes, I am connecting with the word intertime technology. Yes, absolutely.
What exactly do you mean by that?
It's something that's working in the similar. It's the same way as the technology that the spider is functioning in. It's the half etheric, half in this reality sort of thing. It's the same sort of.
It's like keep you happy enough but under control. So you're happy enough to be under control.
It's that same similar thing to which we've discussed earlier on with regards to duality. It's something that it functions out of two frequencies. That sort of technology.
It's like a medium level always. So you not feel very high, but you not feel very low.
Medium to low. Medium to low always. Medium to low. So Earth, basic, the construct of that spider would be the lower one that's already free. So, okay. Example, think inside your room, you have a curtain, and behind the curtain, you don't see the other side, but you see the front. If something has to come through the curtain, you see the face, but you won't see the back of that face.
Yes.
Does it make sense? Yeah. So now whatever is behind that curtain, the curtain is the matter in which this reality is resting against. Okay? And this matter or this present, I might not say the right words correctly, but this reality has to do with the lower frequency, depending on where you are. Okay, if you're in a low frequency state of mind, then you'll have a low frequency, whatever it is that's coming through. What's behind the curtain is you will never see. It's the same thing with regards to, like I'm going back with the AI, with how you're being given the idea that you must disassociate yourself from yourself. It's okay if you don't see what I'm doing. It's the kabuki theater showing little symbols. Now you see me, now you don't. If you see me,
it's a bit like Schrodinger's cat, the split beam thing, perception.
Exactly.
It's like a project blue. It's like a project blue beam with low energy and low frequency. It's like what is project blue beam is told to be is like a fake with what is like a light show.
It's like kitsch art, quite honestly.
Yeah. Because it's like because it's tried to reality is tried to rewrite and keep like you believe and you feel good enough and you just like show. You like show others do and others give service and you just pay and give on energy. So. What I like to fast say about this before we go forward.
I think we're gonna sort of coming to an end of this part and we'll pick it up another one because I think it's getting. We've gone almost on a third, fourth. I don't know, whatever hour it is. We've almost done.
Pumpkin time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. Oh well. That's killed it. Well, okay. Well, let's join ourselves again, maybe tomorrow, and we'll continue this. I think it's getting late for you. It must be almost midnight for you. Is that right?
Yeah.
So at least we started a little bit earlier, and that seemed to be a lot better. I've had about 4 cups of tea, so even
good to go to sleep.
Yeah. So. Well, this is great from a freezing bloody cold device. This has been getting really cold in the last half hour. and to a searingly hot South Africa,
It's
and
more,
and
more
an English
humid.
mild and miserable in Finland. Is that right?
Here is today was freeze day, a
Yeah.
cold day, but not very cold, but
Yeah,
cold.
yeah. People who live on
Uh,
islands always talk about the bloody weather, which is going to change every 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, well, it's really fascinating. I think there's a lot of concepts we've touched on here this evening, and it's something that we want to really explore and deal with in greater detail as we go through these things. And what I'm going to try and do is try and get a second Skype machine up so we're going to see how that works. Might be a complete technical disaster. I'm doing a live mixer so we can get this out and edited live so we can get it on the internet as fast as we can. So with that, closing basis 66, I think part 4. We did 1 part yesterday. We've done 2 parts, 3 parts. That's part 3. Right, go. Okay.
Yeah,
Well, good to see you
yeah.
both again. I think this is fascinating, and we'll just say good night and God bless. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you. Good night. God bless.
Okay.
Thank you.
And it'll fade to black.